first uses for the electric guitar were for the blues, with the original artists such as Luther Allison and Corey Bell. They even had their own kind of guitar. It was called the frying pan guitar. It was called this because it looked like a frying pan with an elongated handle. It was one of the original electric guitar designs. Following the blues was jazz. This was pioneered by Oscar Alamein and Johnny Allegra. Jazz was sort of an offbeat style of music with interesting chords that... These chords require a lot of skill to play. Like, a lot of skill. You'll be playing low, and then you'll have to go up, then back down. It's very difficult. Much to the dismay of parents, guitar then began to develop into rock and roll, with artists like Elvis Presley and the early Beatles. Rock and roll is probably the most influential style of electric guitar music, next to the blues. It inspired musicians such as Ritchie Valens, Buddy Holly, and even the Big Bopper to make fantastic music, and, as I said earlier, upset parents. Chronologically, following rock and roll comes hard rock. This is an infusion of blues and rock and roll, pioneered by artists such as Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton, with bands like Cream, the Yardbirds. This also led to bands such as Led Zeppelin and Ted Nugent, who were influenced, of course, by the blues. They stole a good deal from a blues artist named Robert Johnson. Next is funk, which was pioneered pretty much entirely by James Brown, who made the sound and everything to go with it, which unfortunately led the way to disco. Quite a shame, I know. Originally, punk was started with a band called the Velvet Underground, but that's not quite the punk we know today. It began with the Ramones, who started the fast, edgy sound, and it got to the angry lyrics with a band called the Sex Pistols. Though the Sex Pistols never won any awards for any of their music, they gave punk the angry, dirty sound everyone knows and loves today. Leading up from that dirty sound, and completely skipping the 80s, because who likes hair bands anyway? I mean, come on, Nelson, garbage, is grunge. This is an angry group, started mostly by Nirvana and Alice in Chains, and carried out with Pearl Jam. Most modern style of music, excluding subgenres like pop punk and nu metal, would be alternative, with bands such as REM, granted they started in the late 80s, and Weezer, they're a new band, new music, and a new sound. Throughout all this time and throughout all the changes, the electric guitar has always remained a constant in American music, and English music, because they basically copy us. The Yardbirds were ripping off Elvis, but that's beside the point. The guitar is the point, and it's always going to be there.